and welcome to another vlog. I'm Emma and this is my sewing channel, So Do It Emma. I hope you're all doing well and yeah, you've had a wee bit of sewing in your life this week or at the weekend. If you haven't, it'll come, I'm sure. So this channel, if you don't already know, is my sewing journey, literally, and discovering new fabrics, bringing some fabrics out of my stash, also patterns. I really try and make sure that pick patterns that are the biggest size inclusive patterns, or at least I mention the biggest bracket, one that I fit into, which is normally the cover range. And yeah, just lots of sewing chat on this channel. So if you like what you hear already, give me a little thumbs up and please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and to be notified for future videos, hit that notification bell as well so you don't miss out on any future videos. Okay, so as you know, judging by the title, this video is all about my June makes. Now, June was a very busy month on the taster front. So one of these 4 testers has been released. So this might be a very quick video, which isn't bad, and the other 3 are still to be released, so I can't really talk about them. So when July makes video comes round, probably very quickly, the way this year's going, it will probably be very, very quickly. Yeah, we'll go into that one. But anywho, June's makes. So I've got 3 to share. The first one being is the Roseclair by Cashmerette, and this was a collaboration with Fluid Ours. She very, very kindly asked me if I would like to pick a fabric and write up a blog post using the fabric and a pattern. So it was very difficult because Kaylee, the owner at Fluid Ours, she is a one-woman band on that little business. If you haven't already popped over to our website, I'll link it in the box below so you can go and check it out. Kaylee has a brilliant eye for fabrics, and it took me a while to choose a fabric. I ended up picking the Art Gallery Capri 12 collection. This was, I think it's Caterina Rochella, if I pronounce that right. This was the designer behind this Art Gallery collection of Capri. Yeah, so it is a lovely rayon. It is really drapey. Also very slippery to work with. So, top tip, here we go. Use your pattern weights and the rotary cutter when you're cutting this out, because if you're using scissors and pins, it might just distort the fabric, disturb the fabric, make it shift even more, or the rest of it. If you've got pattern weights and you're using the rotary cutter, it's less likely to shift. Now, the Roseclair takes a lot of fabric. I used more or less all 4 meters of this. I've got a few little offcuts, which I'll probably use up eventually. I would quite fancy making a scrunchie, and also, what do you call it? Maybe a hairband. That would be quite nice to go with the Roseclair. But nevertheless, yeah. So the Roseclair has two size ranges, 0 to 16 and 12 to 32. And it's got 3 cup sizes, a CD, an EF and a GH. The Roseclair goes from a 40-inch bust to, or 102 centimetres, to a 60 or 152 centimetres bust, and that's for a CD cup, because that's what I am in Cashmerette. For the waist, it goes from a 32 inches or 81 centimetres to a 52 inches or 132 centimetres. For the hip, it goes from a 42 inch to, or 107 centimetres to a 62 inch or 157 centimetres for the hip, and that is for the 12 to 32 range. It does come in a 0 to 16, but I like to keep on the bigger size because they're not really talked about that much compared to the smaller sizes with a lot of vloggers. So that is that. That is the pattern information. I'll hopefully have put lots of photos in there as I'm going along. So this was comparing it to my other Roseclair, the fabric. This rayon, the Capri Trois one, compared to the velvet rayon that I use for my Roseclair that I did with Simply Sewing magazine. This lemon one was a lot more shiftier. Yeah, you have to have the patience of a saint and just keep steady. It did take a while for me to cut this out. And if you're using this kind of rayon, in fact rayon or viscose, anything like thin like that, I would highly recommend a Microtex needle, which is usually a 70/10. It's a really thin pointy needle, just so you don't get big holes puncturing your fabric on the seam allowance. Definitely highly recommend interfacing the band just to give that a wee bit more strength going round, because it's cut on the bias and it can stretch out if you're not too careful. It's very easily as well. But I'm so pleased with the end result. It's a lovely make. Summer hasn't quite arrived in summer. It did come and then it visited and then it decided to go. So the wind is up today. The pollen is up. You can feel it in the air. It's not too bad at the moment. Yesterday my eyes were like really red and sore. The grass pollen is definitely on its way up. And you can hear it probably in my voice as well. But in the meantime, it's okay. And I forgot to mention, if you've not already got your cuppa, go and get it. Now's your chance. Pause the video, go and get one. Right. So, I really enjoyed this make. However, it was a little bit difficult with shifty rayon. But I do absolutely recommend the pattern. Maybe when I do my next one, I might do it in cotton, just to see what the difference is. I think if I do it in a cotton lawn, something like that, it won't be as, okay, it won't be as drapey, but it'll be more stiffer in a way, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I'll probably hold off for a wee while because there's lots of patterns that I would like to try that I've not tried so far, and I've got them printed off. I really want to try and turn this around where I'm using the patterns that I've bought, printed, obviously paid for it and all the rest of it. So yeah, that is my sort of idea for that for the next wee while, and hopefully that will tie in with my Make 9 plans as well, which has kind of went a wee bit quieter, but never mind. So the next dress, it's all about dresses today. If you're looking for something different, sorry. So the Rumi dress and top is a brand new pattern from Solala Patterns, and Anna from Solala went and reached out to me to ask me if I would like to do a pattern test, because Anna and Tari from Masha Style Patterns collaborated on the Aliyah dress. Now you know I loved my Aliyah dress, and I absolutely adore that pattern. I'm going to try and do my needle cord maybe this month if I can fit it in. There might be a way to go just sort of in this first week to try and get that sewn up. It would be lovely if I could, so I might just do that. Yeah, might have to amend my June plans. But yeah, I can probably get quite a few things out this month if I plan. I've not got anything big until the end of the month, where I go away for a couple of days. We're going up to Perth again, so looking forward to that, just for a couple of days. So that'll probably go on my Friday, so Friday sews. Yeah, so the Rumi dress and top has 4 views. It also has 2 necklines, where they've got a V neckline. One is deeper than the other, so yeah. It's got lovely detail on the sleeve where you've doubled it over, so when the wind catches it, you see the same side as the outer. So that's really quite nice, and it's got an elasticated waist. Some people don't like elasticated waist. I suppose you could actually do a drawstring instead of elastic and then just tie it at the front. It's totally up to you. You could sew buttonholes because it has a waist casing. So there we go. I sewed this Rumi dress in a viscose. Now I think the viscose is like a viscose satin, but I've had this fabric since July 2016, and it was from Fabric Godmother. I know this because this was one of my non-cotton fabrics, like the early days of my sewing journey that I had bought, and I remember the name. It's Jade Helena. Unfortunately, Fabric Godmother don't stock this anymore, so yeah, I'm glad that this pattern test went well. But yeah, The fabric really suits the pattern, and the pattern is available in US sizing 12 to 30 or EU sizing 32 to 60. It's available in languages English and German, so just watch what one you download, whatever language that you're into. So I'll do the sizes for the Rumi dress and top. For the bust, it's 31 to 59 inches or 78 to 149 centimetres. The waist is 24 to 52 or 62 to 133 centimetres. The hips are 34.5 to 62.5 inches, or that's 88 to 158 centimetres. So there we go. It's got a decent size range. It's a lovely sew. Really enjoyed this. And it's got slits, side slits. So it's definitely a lovely summer dress. I can see this on resorts, even a lovely beach cover up as well. You could really play with it, as well as a nice easy dress to wear for a dinner out, something like that. So I think you could actually really hack this as well. It's a good base for hacking. Right, moving on, last not but least, I was on the fence about including this because I just finished it on Saturday, and yeah, it was meant to be put in, I really wanted to sew it up for the So Fruity 22, but fortunately I put my Roseclair, the Capri 12 with the lemons on for that. So yeah, I didn't quite manage to sew this one up for So Fruity 22. It is the Saltwater slip, and it was the hack. Now on YouTube, on Friday Pattern Company's YouTube, Chelsea does a Saltwater hack, so go and check it out. It is the gathered bust instead of just a flat bust, if you know what I mean. So you draft your own gathering according to your size. It was actually easier than I had thought. I did, however, rewind, pause the video, rewind, pause the video multiple times. But it's there. You just have to do it if you need to do it. The fabric that I used was a Viscose challis from Fabric Godmother. It's a beautiful sort of vibrant sky blue with strawberries on top, and it has a lovely drape. Now, I had seen this when Josie was doing a new fabrics video. I think yeah. Excuse me. And as soon as I saw this, I was straight on the website. Buy. I was like, click, 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 click. So I must have got 3 meters, and I think this did sell out very, very quickly. And I was really super excited about receiving this. So when I saw it, I opened it and I was like, oh, this is lovely. I do love a Viscose challis. I do. So this hack was a lot easier than what I had thought. And for my size, I went from an XXL can't remember what that makes, for the bust to, no, I went from a 1X for the bust, because I didn't want it too tight. I wanted it a wee bit flowy and loose, so I went up to a 1XL for the bust. I used a CD block. There's also an AB block as well, but I used a CD block. Both go up from extra small to 7X if you don't already know it, and I'll talk about the sizing in a moment. And then for the waist, I used my French curve again. You've seen this video for Rumi top that I did when I used the slope on the French curve to grade out and make it a nice appearance. So I used the same method, and I went out to a 4X on the waist, and then again I went out to the 5X. I just wanted to give myself enough room in the waist. I didn't include the waist ties that come with the original pattern. I don't know why, because I think Chelsea took that option out when she did hers, because she thought the ties at the top would be too much. But if I change my mind, I've got them here for the waist ties, so I might actually add them in, and they'll be loosely wrapped round. So there we go. What else? The sizing, before I forget. It goes from an extra small to a 7X, so that's a 0 to 32 in US sizing. So the bust is 83.8 centimetres, or that's 33 inches. And it goes up to 152 centimetres, or 60 inches. The waist goes from 63.5 centimetres, or 25 inches, to 135 centimetres, or 53 inches. And the hips go from 88.9 centimetres, or 35 inches, to 160 centimetres, or 60 inches. That was the better out of the three for reading out the instruction sizing, eh? Oh my words. So I hope you've enjoyed my little June makes. As always, please give me a little thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. I do have a coffee if you feel don't feel obliged if you don't want to, but it does help support this channel. I am currently trying to save up for a vlogging camera, which isn't cheap. I just feel that this will help sound and visual going forward with this channel, so it would help if you can contribute. I know times are hard for some folks, so please don't feel obliged. So without further ado, I'm going to leave you here, and I'll be back very shortly. Bye.